Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to our Monday edition video here in World of Warships. So, if you are recently subscribed, new to the channel, first off, just let me welcome you. Been doing this for a few years now in terms of World of Warships content production, and I just enjoy it and still enjoying the game as things go. Now, today's match is going to be a lot of fun for us, but also at the same time very disheartening, and you're just going to have to see how that one goes. The enemy division, I think there's a ZF6 and there's two Jean Bars. They're going to have a really good game, and I'm going to talk about one of the tactics they use. As I talked with the ZF6 player, I think it's Darth Vader Pug or something like that. After this battle ends. But the Lenin Tier 8 Soviet-Russian premium battleship with 9 406mm guns, all located on the bow of the ship, the forward part of the ship, and it is a lot of fun. So I think they pulled Lenin from sale back in, I think it's update 9.4, 9.5, something like that. And I decided that, I had played it, renting it once, and it's like, let me go ahead and pick it up. And I am so glad that I did. I just really enjoy playing the ship so much. It has your standard Russian damage control party. And that being, let me give you a better explanation. It's the fast damage control team, so it has a short duration, but a quick reload time. But short action time. I think I said that already. But you have a 33-second reload time before you take into account something like adrenaline rush, close quarters, however you want to phrase that. And as a Russian battleship, she is tanky as get out. So on her, with the commander build, I'll probably throw it up on the screen. I'm pretty sure I know what I have. But I'd also take emergency repair expert, which gives you additional damage control party consumable and additional repair party, as that's definitely needed. Now, in this battle, we're going to see a lot of broadside, like this Buffalo already demonstrating for us, and not too bad. 7 of those 9 shells connected. So I think it was 7 or 6, something like that. But that's all around quite well here. Now, because of how the enemy team is very pushing, moving towards this 1, 2, 3 line, I decided that it'd be better for me to angle away, because you can angle away rather decently with Lenin's armor. And let's see what this Buffalo, as he's healing very nicely for us, and gives us the devastating strike because he put his health over halfway. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten it there. But as a battleship player, one of the strengths you can have is playing with your throttle. So throttle juking a little bit here, as this King George is going to have a hard time actually landing some salvos on us, even though we're less than 12 kilometers away. But he's giving us a nice broadside. I'm kind of feeling my team out, how they're positioning, as well as how the enemy team is positioning. Don't worry, there's still going to be plenty more broadside. Already up to 88,000 damage. So we have 2 battleships in Illinois and the Prince Heinrich, which they're going to be interesting, so pay attention to their map positioning. Spoiler alert, they're not going to move very far. I love the Fuso also sniping in C2, so that's just great. So we're reversing now, and then here in a moment we're going to re-accelerate forward, as I've just done now, as we're trying to focus out this King George V. One of the weaknesses that can be for these Russian battleships is when you have ships that are giving you a lot of high explosive spam. We have really good deck plating and armor all around, but having the ships with good fire chance like the King George V does, I really don't want to have to burn through my heals and damage control teams unnecessarily. So our team's falling apart. If you've noticed, we're already down 4 ships versus the 1 Buffalo ship I've killed with 105,000 damage. So I'm teasing in chat a little bit that I'm definitely a terrible team. You know, totally fault of myself for having so little damage already so far into the game. Now I remember that the Prince Heinrich in Illinois I've made mention of that they're not going to go very far. Yeah, they still haven't gone very far. So this rune decides to go behind the island. The King George is running away side to side. Let's go ahead and turn back in and push up. One of the things is I'm just trying to be respectful of the enemy team. There's also that destroyer around and don't know where he's at, but we're going to push back up in the meantime. He's just been detected in Bravo, which is good for us to know. So we're going to let the fire burn, but we have our repair party going. And we're going to try to finish off King George here. In the meantime, the rune has turned back in towards us as we're down to 5 ships versus enemy team having only lost 1 ship. But we just cleared that up, so still the only player 6 minutes into the game with any kills on our team. Now, Rune is, I'm a little uncertain how he's feeling. He's got 6-kilometer torpedoes, if I remember correctly. So I don't want to push into him if he's pushing into me. But again, all of this broadside, I'm really not sure why enemy team is giving so much broadside. As again, you're going to see more here shortly, as our Xian Yang does manage to take out the Benson. Now, my aggressive pinging on the map is that the fact that Illinois and Prince Heinrich are both still sitting there. Both of those ships do much better more in that medium range, so I'm a little flustered that it doesn't really feel like they're contributing or helping very much for the time being. So you can see we even have a battleship AFK down in I-9. So other flank has completely collapsed at this point. So already up to 141k, a good game, but a little disheartening so far still. So maybe we can make things work, because I was pretty much in my own little world here, very focused on all these ships that keep spawning out on me, or popping out, sorry, not spawning, but popping out, and trying to land some accurate salvos, because I want to carry my team if possible. Very common to do in World of Warships these days. So we'll see if this gets the kill on Rune. It does, meaning our 3rd kill. In the meantime, we've lost both our Xian Yang and our AFK Colorado. So, I'm a little frustrated that the Prince Heinrich in Illinois have sat still for so long. So I said, you know, push A, and now they're going to listen. And that's when Helena decides to come out broadside, and apparently we only needed 1 of the 3 turrets to do that. Now this is the thing I hate about World of Warships, right? You can give your team advice and things to do. Most of the time I tend to keep my mouth quiet in terms of my friendly's positioning unless they're throwing the game. So Illinois and Heinrich have sat there for so long that now they're exposed broadside to the battleships that are pushing through our spawn from CCAP with the ZF6 running up. Now, pay attention to what ZF6 does here. So I'm really trying to help Prince Heinrich out. I don't expect him to live. ZF6 dumps 1 torp rack on the Heinrich. Heinrich, sailing straight lines, trying to turn away, is going to eat all of those torpedoes. In the meantime, Illinois does kill the ZF6 with torpedoes, but there's another rack of torpedoes coming in, as he also decided to turn out broadside to a destroyer, and he's gonna die. World of Warships. World of Warships. It's an amazing game. But we do have 1.9 million potential damage in addition to our 173,000 damage. At this point, I can only kind of laugh with how the game's gone. Now, I saw a shell just fly over the island there, so I'm wondering if Fuso's moving up on the 2 line. We'll check that here in just a moment. For now, we've gone dark briefly as Constellation moves up. With concealment on the 5th slot, you have 13.07 kilometer detection by sea. And we have to angle out a little bit here just to get that 3rd gun in on Constellation, because I really need him killed. I'm not able to push up any further forward in concern of Fuso being there right behind the island. This is when you can use your depth charge airstrikes, and you can see A. Looks like he's actually moving up behind the 2 island there at EF2. So then we can probably move up a little bit further here as we incapacitate a gun on the Constellation. And I'm still going to keep track of him. We're also bowing to the Jean Bar's 15-inch guns. So that's going to help us out here as we're already up to 2.4 million potential damage. And Constellation is probably looking to get his torpedoes off here because he does get Benson torpedoes at tier 8. As we take a pretty good hit there. Kind of aiming low because you can, if I'm not mistaken, definitely pin the bow on Constellation with its armor scheme. So we do, unfortunately, not get our squid. There we go. Now we got the Kraken Unleashed with the close quarters expert. So, you know, you're going to have games blowouts like this in World of Warships, so the best is to make light of it. I mean, at least it's not a submarine that just popped up and just magically shotguns this out of nowhere. Fuso, meantime, has appeared back to our side, full health because he was back there sniper time, and he's thinking he probably has played his best game ever because he sniped the whole time and then pushed up at the very end like so. So, too heavy. That's going to end with the Kraken Unleashed and several achievements here. So 1 million credits despite the loss, 2 death strikes, close quarters, Kraken Unleashed, high caliber, 215,000 damage with only those 76 shell hits. Of course, a little bit of fires, I think, from the secondaries, and then 6 Citadel hits. So Lenin, she is a fun Russian Soviet battleship here in World of Warships. So if she ever does come available again, I would definitely recommend picking her up. Hats off to the enemy division of the NACL, and the other Jean Bar player did really well. Their tactic was that they just did a power, I think what I call it, power push, power drive, where they just full on go for it. And when you have 2 Jean Bars working together like that, that's really deadly. And their Z06 was a really good destroyer player, so he did really well. So can't be mad that they performed so well. Just if our team was a little bit better. And not having AFK Colorado, as you see some of even the base XP among some of our teammates was rather horrendous. So that's it for today in featuring the tier 8 Lenin Battleship. I wanted to feature this while it was still fresh in my mind. I actually, for funds, I just sent it to Jingles. It wouldn't probably make a full video, but if you just wanted to feature all the broadside slapping, I know he kind of likes that, so I sent it to him just for fun. So, but you know, it's nice still, even this was a loss, just to be able to have a mindset, healthy perspective. But the game was still fun. It was amazing we were getting so much broadside and punishing it, but just not able to full on deliver and carry with the team. So it is what it is. So if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you're subscribed, thanks so much. And probably tomorrow, Wednesday, I think the next update news article will come out, and I'll make sure to feature and go over it with you all. I think it'll be tomorrow. We'll see. Wednesday. One of those 2 days. I think the next update's about to drop, but I could be wrong. But it shouldn't be. It should be dropping. All right, have a good week and take care.